here. It's Big E Outdoor Radio, and we're live here this morning. Well, we're about half live because my co-host has been outdoors from hunting, fishing, shooting Cecil the lion, or whatever comes up outdoors. And we're brought to you by Big E Outfitters and the Big E Outdoor Museum, which is located at the Cedar Creek Mall. And Cedar Creek Mall is under construction right now. We'll be opening that museum up probably around August 20th here. So you want to stop out and check that out. There's going to be some great displays, and it's all educational about hunting and the positive effects of hunting on conservation. We're also brought to you by Thunder Lube, Bruise Brothers, Skis Meat Market of Wausau, BRB Auto Body, Adrenaline Hydrographics, Snap Fitness, These Hands Massage Therapy, Jim Kreshak Jewelers, and Auto Trim and Sign of Wausau. So it's going to be kind of a quiet morning here this morning. My good co-host Brandon is out on his bachelor party. So looks like you and I will probably be handling things here this morning, Tim. We'll find out what you all know about the outdoors. So Brandon and Ben actually both are up on that bachelor party. They're up north in Minocqua.
Outdoors, isn't that like outside the building?
Yeah, it's outside the building. Do you get outside the building much?
They keep me chained.
Well, you know, the boys actually, I haven't heard from them. Yesterday they were drinking and they were out on a boat, supposedly fishing. So
They did have life preservers, I hope.
I hope so. I hope they were wearing them.
Well,
I mean,
actually, it's
law.
required by the law, yes.
Yeah.
A flotation device for every individual.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, with all, with any luck behind us, at least they'd find them floating.
True.
Doesn't beer float? Maybe they'd save the beer first, you know. I mean, that's what if I pulled up on a scene, I'd be pulling up the beer cans first, you know.
The full ones.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I do not know if they float or not.
I know there's something about the light and the regular. One floats, one doesn't. So depends on whether it's your brand or not. I wonder if them boys are even awake enough to even hear the show this morning up there. They were staying in a cabin, and the last I knew that Brandon had texted me that some old lady came out threatening to call the cops on them because they were making too much noise, and they were actually in her yard.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So
Speaking of that, did they get the truck wrapped?
no, I didn't let him wrap the truck before the bachelor party. Yeah, I knew better than that. He was trying, and I said, well, let's wait till after the bachelor party. I think that would make better sense. We don't need to draw that much attention to everything.
This is true.
Yeah. And the guys down at Auto Trim and Sign did a really nice job of wrapping the truck, so it stands out. I mean, I get a lot of people coming up and waving at me on the highway, and we went to Bruise Brothers yesterday, my wife and I did, and we actually had somebody that texted us anonymously after we were sitting there, and it said, "You guys hungry for a burger?" And we didn't even know who it was. So I guess we have to be careful how we drive and what we do.
And as soon as you put your name on the side, and so everyone can see it,
Yeah.
it changes everything.
Yeah. So now I got to drive good and use my turn signals and all the things that my wife's been yelling at me for all along anyway. So I guess it can't hurt, you know, find out.
It also makes you there's less probable cause.
Probable cause of what? Getting in trouble?
Well, for those other labeled or unlabeled vehicles to decide that they need to stop and have a conversation with you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the ones with the pretty lights on top?
Yeah, those.
Oh, them guys, yeah. Well, I'm hoping that, you know, we can...
Or you could always hope that they just pull you over because they want to say, "Hey, nice truck. Enjoy the show. We set up a trip."
I don't think there's a lot of chance of that happening. I think they got more to do. So I think if they pull you over, there's a good reason for it. So, yeah, that always kind of worries me a little bit. I still kind of, I'm 48 years old, and I still kind of get that little puckering feeling when you see one of them guys sitting in the median.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even when I pulled up to Auto Trim, they wrap a lot of those vehicles. You pull up there, and all them squad cars are sitting there, and I was like, whoa, oh yeah, that's right. They're not running radar. They're getting their vehicles wrapped. So I'm okay.
This time.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny is, even if you aren't speeding, you'll hit the brakes when you see one of those guys in the median. Even if you got the cruise set and you're going the speed limit, you see a cop, you hit the brakes. You don't.
Not if I've got the cruise set at the speed limit. I just double check to make sure. Just double check the dash first.
See, then that tells me that you're not a habitual speeder.
So kind of hard.
Yeah.
Well, because of another job, it would directly affect both myself and that company.
Oh, so that's it.
Yeah, there's.
I didn't know that male strippers had to worry about their driver's license.
Oh, for crying out loud! We're going down that road already. Wow!
Already before breakfast and all.
Hey. And on a Sunday.
People have to have entertainment on a Sunday. I was I yesterday on Facebook. I got a really strange message, I guess, or whatever. I got Messenger, so I got a notice that from one of my friends' girlfriends, actually, popped up, and I seen that she had pictures of her boyfriend, which would be my buddy Steve. He's my outfitter from Alaska, and here's his leg all shattered, and he's in the hospital, and he's got tubes in his chest and everything, and it said, we're in the emergency room, and he's gonna live, and he's gonna be all right, but we'll keep you posted and let you know what's happening. And I'm like, oh, I already knew what happened just by looking at that, because he's a bush pilot. And the last I'd heard from him, he was out flying, looking for big moose and brown bear and stuff, getting ready for the season up there. And he had just maybe 12 hours before that texted me a picture of a big moose, probably a 75-inch moose that he had seen. And yeah, he sees big ones up there. He's got a real, very private spot that he goes, and we've got a bunch of hunters lined up to go with him, and crashed his plane while he was out scouting. So we're wishing him a speedy recovery.
First off, I hope he recovers quickly. But second of all, never been to Alaska. Just know that there's a lot of open territory. How'd they find him?
Well, in those planes, there's some signaling device that as soon as a plane goes down,
something like the what skiers wear for avalanche.
Yeah, actually, it's just like that, and it starts to
emits a signal that then they home in on, and
the Coast Guard automatically picks up on it, and you can turn it off, because he actually had a hard landing one time where something had gone wrong, and he had to put the plane down hard, and then of course that went off, and he turned it off right away. And then he called a buddy, and the buddy landed, picked him up, and he went home. And in the middle of the night, it triggered itself again, and the Coast Guard had went out looking for him, and then they called him, and he told them, hey, look, I already turned it off, and they said they could see where it had come on, and he turned it off, so they didn't charge him for a false warning, or I guess a false
call.
Yeah, false call. That's the word I was looking for. So this time it wouldn't have been a false call. So they had to go out looking for him, I guess, and find him out in the bush. And I asked Caitlin. I said, did he hit an air pocket, or was he doing something silly? Was he buzzing an animal, or what was he doing? Was he trying to get pictures of something and got too close? Or she said no, he was on the way home and just flying low, and next thing you know, he was on the ground. He doesn't really even remember what happened. So
Could have
Strange.
Could have been just a gut. The wind could have switched unexpectedly. It could have been turbulence because you can't see it.
Yeah.
It's
weird.
Whole variety of things that could have happened.
You think about that. Those guys up there don't have to file flight plans because, they're flying.
VFR, probably.
Yeah. And so they're flying all over the place up there, zipping around, and it's pretty much uninhabited area. So if they go down.
That's why I asked, well, how do they find him?
And it is bear country. Lots of bears, when folks, you get a lot of the tree huggers that come on there and they're like, oh, you kill them brown bears. How could you do that? He sends me pictures. There's a lot of bears up there. And, they're up there hunting, trying to get 8.5 to 10-foot bears. But between the 7.5 and 8-foot range, or 6 foot and 8-foot range, there's a lot of brown bears. And a 6.5, 7.5 foot grizzly bear, it'll eat you just as much as any other grizzly bear will. So,
oh boy,
it's just that they don't shoot them. They're everywhere. They're thick like flies. So, spooky. Yeah.
Very.
How'd you like to be laying there in your plane, looking for somebody to come and get you out of there, and then having some brown bears circling you, thinking, hey, there's some free lunch.
Hey. That's no.
We got to take a break here?
Yeah.
All right, we'll come back and talk about bear lunch after the next message.
Welcome to the battle of the Masters of Meat. Today's contest will see two challengers vying for the title of Best Meat Market in central Wisconsin.
And now for the main event. In the south corner, from Highway 10 East and Stevens Point, just behind Culver's and Buffalo Wild Wings, we have the challenger, Dave the Brotmeister Duskowski. And in the north corner, from 4516 Rib Mountain Drive in Rib Mountain, we have our other challenger, Craig the Steakmeister Wolf.
Let's go now to center ring, where our referee for today's Battle of the Masters of Meat will give the final instructions to the challengers. Our referee today is the Grill Sergeant.
Now, I want you to remember that you're both champions. Brotmeister, you got the freshest, juiciest, and tastiest brats available anywhere. And you, Steakmeister, have the finest cold-aged ribeye, porterhouse, and sirloin steaks this side of creation. Heck, there's no contest here. You're both winners.
Ski's Meat Market at Stevens Point and Rib Mountain, open 10 to 6 Monday to Friday, 9 to 6 Saturday, and 10 to 4 Sunday. Our quality is always worth the stop.
Check out Adrenaline Hydrographics in a Cedar Creek Mall. Put a custom finish on anything you want. Choose from over 1,000 different patterns and colors, including camos, wood grains, carbon fibers, and custom prints like flames, skull patterns, and flag scenes. They can customize your Harley parts, baseball helmets and hard hats, guns and gun stocks, fishing poles, deer skulls, coat racks, you name it. Pretty much anything you can paint, they can put a custom pattern on for you. Adrenaline Hydrographics in the Cedar Creek Mall.
Tired of the hot summer heat? Time to get those ACs working. Head on in to Thunder Lube at their new location, 1015 South 17th Avenue in Wausau. Thunder Lube is a full-service center handling tires, brakes, exhaust, tune-ups, and much more. No appointment needed for oil changes. Get a punch card when you get a full service and get your 10th service free. That's Thunder Lube, complete auto service center, South 17th Avenue in Wausau.
Looking for the best burger in town? Check out Brews Brothers in Weston, just off Highway 29 at Camp Phillips exit. Voted best burger in Wausau 2014 and 2015. Fresh burger ground daily from country fresh meats, fresh buns, and 35 draft beers on tap from local and regional breweries. Enjoy fresh cut fries and chips made to order. Open 11 to 11 Sunday through Thursday and 11 to midnight Friday and Saturday. Brews Brothers, Camp Phillips Road in Weston.
Here's your Central Wisconsin Weather Eye forecast, powered by weatherology.com. For today, some patchy fog possible early on. Otherwise, do pick up a slight chance for some afternoon showers and storms, those highs reaching near 80. Then for tonight, still a slight chance for storms, some patchy fog once again a possibility, those lows near 63. For the day on Monday, showers and storms early in the day, upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Michael Caro for Sports Fan 100.5. Right now, it's 63.
Well, Brandon, you know what I can use after a long day out in the woods?
Yeah, goodness.
Hey, welcome back here, Biggie Outdoor Radio. And right before the break, we were talking about Steve Hicks with World Class Outdoor Adventures. There, he had a little bit of a mishap, and, put his plane down in the brush this last weekend. So we're hoping that he gets well soon, because his big season's coming up, and doesn't look like he's going to be doing much guiding this year. He's going to be having probably about 3 more surgeries, pin his leg back together there after putting his bush plane down in somewheres in the wilds of Alaska there. Thankfully, the Coast Guard found him, and they rescued him, got him out of there. So that makes it kind of spooky. I'm glad it wasn't me. We don't have to worry about that. We got plenty of roads around here in Wisconsin, so we don't fly looking for our animals. We don't really have any grizzly bears that we're looking for either, which is a good thing.
Black bear?
Yeah, we got a lot. They got a lot of them up there too. The black bears are everywhere. But which I found that kind of strange that they had black bear and grizzly bears together. I would have figured the grizzly bears would have ate the black bears, but evidently not. So, you had asked me during the break about the hydrographics, and I was showing you pictures of what the hydrographics does and what it looks like. It's a process that's similar to inside of your here's pictures of a baseball helmet we did. It's similar to like when you get your vehicles that have wood grain on the side or on the dash and stuff.
With that picture of that helmet you just showed me, how do you get the various... I can understand getting the base color, but how do you get the striping and stuff to do that?
Well, what they did, and this was years ago, like in the I guess 60s and 70s, when these cars would come over and they had that stuff done on their dashes and their the door panels and stuff like that of their vehicles. A lot of that stuff was being done overseas. Yeah. And then there was a company here that bought it and patented that process, yeah. And what it is they actually lay down a real thin, clear film, and it's almost like it would look like some kind of a cellophane, but it's not. It's water soluble. It's okay. But it doesn't become completely water soluble until you spray an activator chemical on it. Once that activator chemical gets sprayed on it, then that cellophane starts to just dissolve. And then what happens is they put that down, and then a computerized machine actually paints a real thin layer of this design on that water soluble thing, and it dries on there.
Oh, wow.
So now what happens is you'll lay that film with that clear cellophane with that paint job on the water. And you put a base coat on your project, which would be like your helmet or your gun stock or whatever. You've already prepped that. You've sanded it down. You've cleaned it. You really have to clean it good. And you've prepared this thing, and it's got its base coat of paint. And we don't use just regular paint. I mean, sometimes it gets the same kind of paint that the military would use if it's going to be a weapon that's going outside, or sometimes it's a real durable paint that can take a beating. And then you put this film down on the water, and the water has to be a certain temperature. And you'll learn later on, after you've done this a lot, that every one of these films can take a half a degree difference. So you'll put it on the water and you'll ruin one, and you'll know right away, okay, I got to change the water temperature, and you write it down. You'll know this film needs 96 degrees, this one needs 94 and a half, and I mean every one of them. So you have to control the temperature of your tank depending on what you're dipping. But once you put it down, then you spray it with this activator, and there's a couple of different activators. Then you have to get just the right amount on there too. A little bit too much, you get a problem. A little bit not enough, you have another problem. And then it sits for just the right amount of time, and all of a sudden you'll see that clear stuff underneath start to fall away. And when it does, this is over like a period of 60 seconds, you'll see that paint, that film or that design, all of a sudden it'll start to move. It starts to spread a little bit. And right in that moment, you have to dip. And if you miss it, it'll spread too much and you've lost it. It just dissipates in the water and it's gone. So right at that very moment that's happening is when you have to push your product into that and through, and it wraps around it. And once it's on there, it's on there.
So in other words, no answering the phone if it happens to ring in the middle of that.
No, you don't really. No, you can't do anything. You have to be paying attention. And you have to have the right angle, of course, when you dip and things like that. And then when you're done, you rinse it. It's got to go through a rinse process, and it's got to stay for a while, and then it's got to dry, and then you pray to God there was no air bubbles in it, because if there were, you have to start all over with that piece. And if you have to start over, you're looking at another 12 to 24 hours on that particular part. So if you have a project like a wheel that has spokes and things that have many parts, this thing could take you a long time, because if one piece in there was to have an air bubble or a piece that popped and didn't stick right, that part could take you 2 days longer and make the whole project behind.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty big pain in the butt, but when it's done, it looks awesome. And then of course the last thing is clear coating it properly, and then it depends on whether a guy wants it to be glossy or flat. And then we also have this soft touch stuff that I don't know if you ever felt it on like shotguns or bows. They have it where you touch it and it almost feels like it has a rubberized touch finish to it, like it has a grip finish. We can put that on, and then what we start doing now is if we're doing somebody's softball helmet like that, or if we're doing something that might get dropped on the ground or take a little bit extra beating, we're putting that soft touch on there, because that rubberized coating
shock,
it protects it a little bit more. So we're trying to make sure that the stuff that we do is durable. Yeah, so we had a fellow that brought us a pair of bocce balls that he wanted us to dip just for the heck of it, to see if it would hold. And they throw them on the ground. It didn't last very long, but now we want them to bring them back. We're going to try them again and do something different to them, because we figure if we can get them to hold on the bocce balls, well, then we really figured this thing out. So
I'll have to tell one of my friends has one. I believe they put the bocce ball cord in.
Really?
Yes.
This fella actually is a disabled fella. He's in a wheelchair and he does bocce balls with his buddies and stuff like that. And
they were talking about putting one of those in at the curling club.
Really?
Really?
It was funny because when he brought them to me, and he says, "You ever seen these before?" And I said, "Yeah, at the retired people's trailer park in Florida when I was a kid. I still swung in there, and my folks had a mobile home there, and I seen all the old people playing that. I never seen anybody else play that game.
I don't even know how to do it.
No. They're heavy. I wouldn't want to chuck one of them or have anybody chuck one of them at me. But have you seen them? Have you picked them up?
No, I have not. I've only heard about it.
It's like a big old concrete ball, like about the size of a shot put. I don't know.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I don't know what they do with it, but they whip it around on the gravel in the yard, and I think it's like an oversized game of marbles, something like that.
Oh boy! Sure, I'm thinking about how you flick a marble with your thumb.
Yeah, I don't think they quite flick it with their thumb, but yeah. So we dipped them for him in a skull pattern, and then he texted me a couple months later, and he said, "Yeah, it didn't hold up." And I'm like, "Well, bring them back, because we're bound and determined we're going to make that hold." So
yeah.
Yeah.
Put a new ring. If you figure out something new with this whole process, then you're going to have to get a patent.
Well, we just pass it on to the rest of the people that are dipping and say, hey, if you really want to make something durable, do this to it. Because we did it to a pair of bocce balls and they're holding up. So
fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, if you can make something hold up like that, now you really got a process there. So
this is true.
When we actually dipped a fella's there's a fella here in Wisconsin actually that manufactures M15 50. It's 50 caliber automatic machine guns for the military.
Okay.
And he shipped some of them over to some of the special forces units that are in Afghanistan and stuff. This guy, Central Wisconsin Firearms, actually, he's out of the Rosholt area. He makes civilian versions of this thing as well. So he'll make the semi-automatic version. They're awesome. I mean, if you're a gun enthusiast and you like to shoot, these things are really, really cool. And he makes other kinds of firearms as well. You know, civilian version, big long range guns and things like that. But we tried dipping one of those weapons for him, and it didn't work out well because those weapons build up so much heat when they're shooting. I mean, we're talking about more heat than what most, like a hunting rifle or anything like that would. I mean, we're talking about cherry red heat. So the paint will hold, but the dip itself just can't handle that kind of heat. It just bakes it, so it's gone. So we're probably going to, on those, we recommend a different process to get the camo pattern and stuff. That just doesn't work. So, well, we talked about hydrographics for a segment, so I guess we'll take a break, come back, talk about something else, huh?
All righty then.
Well, Brandon, you know what I can use after a long day out in the woods?
Yeah, good massage from These Hands Massage Therapy.
That's right. Massage isn't just for relaxation either. It's a health advantage. They work on rotator cuff injuries, low back, neck, sciatica, and lots of other injuries.
That's great for guys with a long list of injuries like you, and you can get a gift card for someone as well.
Yep, and you mentioned the Big E radio show, you get $10 off your massage. They're open Monday through Saturday by appointment. These Hands Massage Therapy on 17th Avenue by Walgreens in Wausau.
When you're cruising down the road and put your nose astray, call BRB Auto Body night or day.
Whether you had a run-in with a deer or something a little bigger, BRB Auto Body can make your car look like it just rolled off the assembly line. BRB Auto Body specializes in complete body and paint repair, fiberglass repair, and custom painting. At BRB Auto Body, you'll receive a complimentary loaner car while yours is being repaired. Plus, you can have pictures of your vehicle's progress emailed to you on a daily basis. BRB Auto Body also offers 24-hour towing and roadside assistance at 359-9792. The next time you need auto body repair, choose BRB Auto Body, located just 1/2 mile past the Cedar Creek Mall on Highway XX in Rothschild, and online at brbautobodyinc.com.
Expect a quality job from BRB Auto Body. BRB Auto Body. BRB Auto Body.
Welcome to Blue Willow Cafe, where you'll find home cooking at its best. This cozy cafe offers an unforgettable breakfast that'll keep you coming back for more. Blue Willow's family-friendly atmosphere with made-from-scratch homemade food has become a favorite gathering place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Enjoy delicious homemade soups, pies, day-of-the-week specials, and more. All in smoke-free dining with family-friendly pricing. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Join us at Blue Willow Cafe, North 4th Avenue, Wausau.
Every single day, people just like you are leading happier, healthier lives by working out at Snap Fitness.
My name is Carol Wisey. I was overweight and not feeling so good about myself. I just woke up one morning and decided enough's enough. The hardest step is walking into that gym because I'm sure you're going to feel self-conscious. When I walked through the door for the first time, I can honestly tell you I did not feel that way. They have so many different membership options. You don't need to be locked into a long-term contract. My physical health since I started working out at Snap Fitness has changed dramatically. I have a lot more energy. I'm happier. It will change your life. It will change your family's life. I promise you, if you take that first step and join Snap Fitness, you will not regret it.
Summer is heating up. Snap Fitness is now offering summer for $99 or summer for free. Stop in Wausau, Weston, or Mosinee for a tour and more details. Take advantage of this deal while it's hot. Snap Fitness, locally owned and operated. Be well.
Hey, we're back. Biggie Outdoor Radio here this morning, bright and early, and we're talking about some outdoor stuff. kind of fishing season right now. I suppose there's a lot of people out there that are fishing. And, if you are out there fishing and you want to share some of your fish stories with us, you can give us a call this morning. I'd like to hear what's biting out there because I got my grandson up this weekend. And, maybe I'm looking for a place to take him. I know the fair is going on right now. So I probably...
Today's the last day.
Yeah, today's the last day. I think I'm going to take him out there, get him an armband. I think armband day is today. I'm not sure. I'm going to take him out and let him play it and do that. And then I'll take him out, try to find a place to take him fishing. He loves that kind of stuff. So, but I don't know what's biting and where because I hunt. I don't really fish that much. So I don't know much about fishing. So I'm hoping that wherever I go, they're biting. I'm the kind of guy that'll walk up to the lake, throw my line in, and not know whether there's even any fish in the water there. I did find a really nice little place that and I don't know the name of it right offhand, but it's out near the Humane Society out there. There's a little man-made lake and a nice park out.
That's man-made park.
What it's called?
Oh, it's Sunnyvale Park and man-made lake.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I saw people fishing in there, and I don't know what's in there for fish.
I have no idea.
It was gorgeous. Never knew that was there, because you got to go up over the hill to see it. You pull in there, you don't even know it's there.
True.
And we walked down there, and my grandson went down to wading in and swimming there and skipping rocks, and it's real pretty back in there. It's really nice. You ever been there?
I've been there, yeah, and I haven't gone. There's apparently, I haven't walked it, but from the beach area, there is still some park that you have to keep walking to the west, and there's more of it back there yet.
Really?
Well, it's just, I guess, I haven't walked back there. It's just like mowed grass, but still.
Yeah, it seemed really, really nice.
And and right at the entrance to that, there's, I don't know if it's part of the park, but that's also where the RC Plane Club has their runway.
I see signs for that all over town right now. There's some RC thing going on. Is that what that is?
They have a runway. When I've been at work, some days if I'm out have to go out to one of the trucks in the yard, you'll see on a weekend, because sometimes I have to work weekends. Oh wait, it is a weekend today.
Like today, yeah.
Most of the time you see it's prop-driven stuff, but every now and then somebody will have a jet or a helicopter.
Yeah.
So,
I wonder what kind of rules they have around those things flying around the airport. They got a drone deal. They got a drone ordinance about that stuff. I wonder what they do about people flying remote control planes.
I would imagine anybody that would be smart about it wouldn't even try it.
Huh. Yeah, because you sure wouldn't want to end up in...
because I'm just thinking of what they call FOD, foreign object or debris. You could easily... an aircraft ingest that stuff into an engine. You can blow out an engine, and all of a sudden now you're liable for injuries at the very least.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be the guy that was on the other end of that remote that was controlling it.
Exactly.
And something like
That's
that
my
happened.
point.
And then the guys with the fancy suits come visiting,
Yeah.
Say,
Oh, hey, what's that?
hey, the phone's ringing. This could be a
Sunrise broadcast.
good friend of mine calling here. I'm hoping it is. And actually a very well-known fellow that
Alrighty.
everybody might be following on Facebook. Kenyon Banks and from Southern Boys Outdoors. It's got a heck of a following. Hey, good morning. Is this Kenyon?
Hey, yeah, this is Kenyon.
How you doing this morning?
Oh, doing awesome, man. Headed to Cracking the Barrel right now. Crack a Barrel to eat with all my old Pumpkin Center buddies from down here in South Louisiana.
That's great. That's great. Well, you're on the Biggie Outdoor Radio Show up here. We're on Sports Fan 100.5 in Wausau here, running in Wisconsin. And so you want to tell some folks a little bit about what Southern Boys Outdoors is all about? I'm sure that a lot of our listeners actually are probably following you and are probably already on your page. But for those that aren't, they'd sure like to hear it.
Yeah, we're based out of South Louisiana. I have Southern Boys Outdoors, Boys Spelled with a Z on Facebook. We got 1.35 million people that follow us. Reach about 40 million people a week in the outdoor and other industries also, not just the outdoors. And I tell you, it's really been a blessing in starting this 5 years ago in the social media world. And it's just crazy. You know, we put up posts and people respond very open. You have a fishing picture or deer hunting picture or whatever picture. It doesn't matter. Kids in the outdoors. Go on there and message them to us, man. I mean, we really, we post all the pictures that sent in to us. We share them on our page, and it's real open. My telephone number is on there. I have people call me all the time from all over the country, and just really enjoy doing what I do with Southern Boys Outdoors.
Well, that's a lot of likes, a lot of followers. How'd you build it that fast? Maybe that's a trade secret. You can't really tell us exactly, but
no, I'll tell you exactly what I've done. When I started Southern Boys Outdoors, and my daughter said, "Daddy, you need to do Facebook." And when I started doing Facebook, and I made the first post about a product, and I think the response it got, I figured that was the new way of the people's going to be instantly entertained. What's going on in your life right now, and that's what social media provides.
Yep.
And we do all kind of videos from whether we eating gumbo or crawfish at the bay or boiling crawfish down at my camp. We show exactly what we're doing at that moment in time, and very open. We share a lot of other people's pictures. All of our friends. Here in the outdoor industry, the way I look at things and the way Southern Boys Outdoors is that we don't have fans in the outdoor industry. We have friends.
Right.
And just being very open with people. When my television show, it plays right now on Channel 266, Fish Network, the Hunt Channel. When it comes on, a lot of I hadn't done it because they moved it to the morning time slot, and it's just hard to get everything all organized and ready to go in the morning time slot. But in the evening time, we would do a call-in, and I put my home telephone number and say, "Hey, if you're watching Southern Boys Outdoors right now, give us a call." People call from all over the country. I mean, I had calls from Alaska to Florida, from San Francisco to all over the country, call in and talk to me during the show. So pretty neat.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Now, I know where you're at down there, so you know the guys from the Swamp People pretty well. They got to be neighbors of yours, just about.
Yeah, Bruce Mitchell is in Hammond, Louisiana. That's where I'm at, Hammond, Louisiana. We're neighbors. I see him all the time. Me and Bruce are real good friends. Shelby, the Swamp Man Stinger, also from the Hackman. He lives right down the road from me. And, yeah, there's a lot of good people down here. And I know all the other Swamp People, the Busbit, Matt Busbit, and Brian and all of them, real good people. We all live right down here within, 30 miles of each other.
Mm-hmm. So you do a lot of gator hunting yourself, or you just stick to the crawfish and stuff?
We get 45 tags a year, which will start August 27th, and we'll go out. We do the same thing they do on Swamp People, except for we don't have all the drama of the gator jumping in the boat with you and all that stuff. We pretty much just go down and do the alligator hunting, like we've always done it.
You keep it a little calmer. You kill them and get it over with, and feel it.
Well, that alligator swallows a hook the size of your hand.
Yeah.
And he's only to the line, and when you're jerking on it. Well, you're jerking that hook inside that alligator's stomach. And of course, he's going to fight. He's going to jump, and he's going to try to do whatever because you're tormenting him bad.
Yeah.
And if you just go up there and you ease the line up, like we do, we just ease it up. And when he breaks the water level there, we shoot him in a little soft spot right on top of the head. And, you know, every now and then we'll have that fight where one is fresh on and he's just wanting to fight. But, man, that's far and few in between.
Yeah, that's that's interesting. So, in other words, if I really want to get myself a good gator, I just come down and go fishing with you.
Yeah, we averaged 7.5 foot last year. We had a good average as far as size wise. Down here in Louisiana, once an alligator swallows a hook, we have to tag him, and it don't matter if he's 3 foot or 12 foot. And believe me, we don't want to put a tag on a 3 foot alligator, but sometimes we have to because we have an area that we fish, that we alligator hunt, and if we cut loose one of those gators and he's swimming around and he dies, and Wildlife and Fisheries picked him up and he has a hook in their belly in our area, well, they'll pull our tag. So, you know, we don't deviate from the rules one bit, you know, because alligator hunting is very important to us.
Well, I would imagine. So you said even on your site now you have videos and like, are they short videos or on your Facebook, or do they link you to a YouTube channel, or?
No, like I just come back from New Mexico, and some of the people out there that's listening, if they follow Southern Boys Outdoors, we posted pictures of going out there and short videos of going out there. I posted some videos during the hunt. I posted some videos of me shooting the elk. We was on a nuisance elk hunt in New Mexico, which is a very rare hunt to be able to get invited to. And it's all free range. The elk are down in this bottom. They come up and eat this the farmer's alfalfa fields. And, I mean, hundreds of elk. I ain't never seen so many elk in my life. And I got to harvest my first elk. And 5 minutes after I shot that elk, I put the video on Southern Boys Outdoors. I mean, 5 minutes after I shot it, I put the video on Southern Boys Outdoors. And, you know, you just get a big response that way because it's spontaneous. It's what I'm doing at that time right then. And that's the kind of stuff I like doing with Southern Boys Outdoors.
That's great, because that's instant.
Right. You know, nowadays, people don't want to see what you've done last year. They want to see what you're doing right now.
Right now?
Yeah, they want to know what you're doing right now, and that's what I like. That's the kind of stuff I like, keeping people updated on what we're doing at the moment.
We're out of time. Okay. Hey, can you hold on 1 second here? How much time we got left there, Tim?
We should be in break right now.
Okay. How about if we take a little break, Kenyon? Can you hang on and stay with us for another segment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. Just hold on. We're going to take a break quick, and we'll be right back.
All right.
Hey, it's Mike with Auto Trim and Sign here in Wausau. You already know we do the fun stuff on vehicles. We can also help your business, whether it's simple lettering, company decals, or even a vehicle wrap. Auto Trim and Sign can design and install graphics perfect for your business. Your car, truck, trailer, big rig, or your company's entire fleet will be in good hands. Check out our website, autotrimofwausau.com, or call us at 715-842-9114.
Big E Outdoors, located at Cedar Creek, is reopening its doors soon after its new remodeling. Home to the area's first and only big game hunting museum, with educational exhibits displaying animals from around the world and facts around the hunters' contributions to their survival. Pick up some unique souvenirs and gifts from the museum and from the Big E TV shows. Meet the pro staff from Big E TV and Big E Outdoor Radio. A great place to stop in with the whole family. And while you're there, book your next hunting trip with the Big E Outdoors Professional Hunters. With over 21 personal hunting destinations worldwide, you'll be sure to find a quality getaway with the Big E Outdoors destinations. Big E Outdoors is also home to Adrenaline Hydrographic, Check us out online at BiggieOutfitters.com and register to win a free hunt. Biggie Outdoors at Cedar Creek.
Rejection is one of our biggest fears. As humans, our greatest need is to be accepted. So when Ben walked into Jim Krishock Jewelers and met with Jody, he was looking for someone to accept him. You see, Ben was head over heels in love with Amanda, and he wanted to give her the diamond engagement ring of her dreams. But he didn't feel good about his credit, and he didn't feel good about a past jewelry shopping experience where another jeweler wouldn't even give him the time of day. But Jody had a different attitude. Instead, she went right to work on getting a credit application filled out. And before he knew it, he was approved for, well, a lot more than he thought he would be. That's total acceptance. So Jody walked him over to the diamond case, and he picked out the ring that would knock Amanda off her feet. We're Jim Krishock Jewelers, and when you walk in here, you know you'll find it. And you'll be accepted. We're in front of Best Buy on Rib Mountain Drive, and nobody does I do like we do.
Here's your Central Wisconsin Weather Eye forecast, powered by weatherology.com. For today, some patchy fog possible early on. Otherwise, do pick up a slight chance for some afternoon showers and storms, those highs reaching near 80. Then for tonight, still a slight chance for a storm, some patchy fog once again a possibility, those lows near 63. For the day on Monday, showers and storms early in the day, upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Michael Caro for Sports Fan 100.5. Right now, it's 63.
Well, good morning. Welcome back to Biggie Outdoor Radio, and we are chatting with a good friend here, Kenyon from Southern Boys Outdoors, and has probably one of the most amazing Facebook and social media pages that you will ever find out there for outdoors. Kenyon, how many people have you got following you again?
We got 1.3 million. Almost 1.4 million people follow us on Southern Boys Outdoors.
That is amazing. To have a following that big is that just goes ahead and shows a lot of success. And I mean the people that are behind you have to really appreciate that. You know, your sponsors and stuff. That because that just shows that whatever you're doing it right. And
yeah, we do. I don't know if we're doing it right or wrong. We're just doing what we do and really enjoy it, and people respond to it. You know, from all over the country, they respond to it.
Well, I know that I've visited with you, you know, through text messages and through Facebook before, and we actually have a sponsor that I think is in common, the two of us that we work with out of Hawaii. I don't know if you're still working with that fella or not.
Oh, Rick with Raptor Razor?
Yeah, are you still with him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just took out the back strap and everything with the Mako, man. Awesome knife that Rick has there. The big game skinner and the Mako. I mean, if you're a big game hunter, deer hunter, I mean, y'all have to look up raptorrazor.com.
Yes.
I mean, that is an awesome skinning tool right there.
The bad thing about it is Sharp Instruments and we kind of have to be careful because I tend to cut myself pretty easily. But that thing is razor sharp all the time. And I've been giving one of those just about to every outfitter that I go hunting with because I'll show them how it works, and they like it so much I always give it to them, and then I end up having to get myself another one out of the package when I go hunting the next time. So,
right.
I've been
to explain it, what it is, guys, it's a knife with a handle on it, and that handle unscrews and it's got a Phillips screwdriver built in. You can take the knife apart, change the blade, and put it back together. You can throw it in the dishwasher to wash it after you finish. I mean, it's just an awesome tool to have in your hunting bag when you go hunt.
Yeah, it's got a T handle so that you can actually get a hold of it better than if it was just a regular knife handle. So, yeah, I mean it's really nice, and I think it's probably one of the most handy knives there is, especially for skinning. So,
Right.
Actually,
without a doubt. Rick and them, they came down, went alligator hunting with me, and used a big game skinner to clean some alligators. And but down here, we take all the alligators go to a processor because there's a special way that you got to clean the alligator for its hide. And like one year, the buyers are buying the hide skin one way, and then the next year they might buy them skin another way. So you have to know what the buyers are buying. So we just take them to the processor. But I hooked him up with T. Mike and him from Kleber's Alligator Farm, and they helped him out, and he got to use his knife over there, and he was really excited about it. And they really enjoyed it, and he left them some knives, and they used it throughout their gator skinning. Rest of that year, which was last year, they used the big game skinner, and I think they kind of fell in love with it over there.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy knife to fall in love with. So, are you looking? You do fishing and hunting, right? Before I.
Oh man, we do it all in the outdoors, from fishing to hunting to whatever. We go mud riding to whatever. We do everything in the outdoors.
I got a place over in North Georgia that I would like to get you to go try out. That probably would love to have you guys come out there. They got probably some of the best trout fishing that you'd ever be able to think about, and quail hunting and all kinds of stuff. I think you guys would have a good time over there. So
yeah,
I'll hook you up if you after the show if you're interested. So.
Yeah, I'll be really interested in that.
Have you ever been to Wisconsin?
No, I never have. I got some good friends up there. They got some guys got a little TV show, Kickapoo Valley, up there. They send down some footage to put on my show. And I got a good friend of mine, Todd Coppernall. He lives up in Wisconsin, and and Todd come down from Wisconsin, and it was so funny. He come down. He'd never been to South Louisiana, so he comes down, and I take him over to the Kleber Alligator Farm. He gets to hold an alligator, pet an alligator. We get in the pen. T-Mike brings us in the pen with 300 alligators. We're on the inside of the fence, and give him the VIP tour of Kleber Alligator Farm. Then we go out in Lake Marpaw, and we're out there, just me and Todd, and we got some alligators swimming out in the lake by us. And I get out of the boat, and I'm standing in water waist deep, and finally get Todd Coach to get out of the boat, and the alligators out. And they got one that's probably about 7 foot. It's a female, and she comes within 30 yards of it. And I finally talked to Todd. I said, man, come do an interview. I'm going to take my phone. I'm going to film you, and you talk about Louisiana and swimming with alligators. And you get get your back to the alligator where we can see the alligator over your back 30 yards behind you. And I kept coaching him, and he wouldn't do it. And I told him, I said, look, if the alligator comes at you, Todd, I will get in between you and the alligator. I'll make sure that the alligator don't get you. I'll get in between you and the alligator. So he finally gets around there, and he does his little phone interview with the alligator over his shoulder, and boy, he jumps back in the boat. And he said, man, I really appreciate that you were going to put yourself in between me and the alligator. And I said, Todd, I'm not that crazy. I was going to get in the boat and give you my hand and help you in the boat if the alligator come at us. But we got a kick out of that. It was funny.
I knew you were going to pull something on him there. Well,
But he had a great time down here, coming down from Wisconsin, visiting Louisiana. A lot of people come down here and they go to New Orleans, and they go and they see that, and they really don't see Louisiana. But I have people come down from all over. They'll come down during the summer and stay at my camp down in the swamp, and I take them out and I show them the swamp. I take them out and let them swim with alligators. I take them, and really see Louisiana and what it's about. And it's a really unique place to live.
I've definitely got to bring my son down there to swim with the alligators then.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
He's scared to death of snakes, as it is. And
yeah, we got a few of them down here.
If we could coax him to get into the water with the gators, that would make just a great little film clip right there, I think. So if you come up here, we're going to have you come, though, when there's snow on the ground. Have you ever been in the snow?
Yeah, actually, I got a friend of mine that owns 5 farms up in Missouri, right on the Iowa line.
Yeah.
And I've been deer hunting up there for the last 2 years. This will make my 3rd year. And I tell you, I got more respect for y'all that live up north now than ever before. I don't see how y'all deal with all the snow, the frozen, the low temperatures like that. I mean, I was amazed by how cold it gets. And that's in North Missouri, South Iowa, that it was that cold. So I can only imagine how cold it gets up in Wisconsin, man. It's got to, like, I don't see how y'all do it.
That just gives me an idea. Before we go, I'm thinking that we need to have you come up here and we'll do a little Southern Boys Outdoors video clip of you riding snowmobiles with us this winter.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, that'd make a good clip. So
yeah.
Hey, I want to thank you for calling, and we maybe get you to call in again and some other times for us, maybe a couple weeks or so, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, we will actually be doing our alligator hunt August the 27th. If then that's a unique time right there when we alligator hunting. And then this next weekend we filming a music video with a Louisiana swamp donkey. We got that going on this coming weekend, and that's going to be a blast right there. We got the band coming in. We filmed them a video last year called Redneck Revival, and now we're doing one called Southern Way for their song Southern Way. And man, we got a big barn, we got a big lineup, and it's going to be an awesome time.
All right. Well, we will check back with you again soon. Thanks again for giving us a call, and we got to take a break here real quick, and we'll talk to you later.
All right.
Kenyon. All right, bye-bye.
Good talking to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Listen for the Hermanning Financial Group Market Report, weekdays at 7:25 a.m. and during the Sports Den at 5:25 p.m., brought to you by the Hermanning Financial Group. Whether you're just starting out to save for your future or are a seasoned investor, Hermanning Financial Group has the financial management experience to direct you towards reaching your objectives. The Hermanning Financial Group, with offices in downtown Wausau, Stevens Point, Wisconsin Rapids, Eau Claire, and Manitowoc. Online at HermanningFinancialGroup.com. Securities offered through First Allied Securities. Member FINRA SIPC. 1 year ago, Rory McIlroy beat Phil Mickelson by a stroke to win his 2nd PGA Championship. This year, join Bullseye Country Club and Sports Fan 100.5 as the best golfers in the world come to Wisconsin for Glory's last shot and the 97th PGA Championship at Whistling Straits. We'll have PGA update reports twice an hour on Thursday and Friday, and live hole-by-hole coverage on Saturday and Sunday afternoon. PGA Championship coverage is brought to you locally by Bullseye Country Club in Wisconsin Rapids on your home for golf's majors, Sports Fan 100.5.
I'm Will Selva with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. 8 men were enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame on Saturday evening. Those entering football immortality were Jerome Bettis, Tim Brown, Charles Haley, Bill Polian, Junior Seau, Will Shields, Mick Tingelhoff, and Ron Wolf. Giants head coach Tom Coughlin finally spoke with injured defensive end Jason Pierre-Paul, JPP, suffering a serious hand injury in a July 4th fireworks accident. When asked about Pierre-Paul after practice on Saturday, Coughlin had this to say.
Do I know anything more than I did before? No. Do I know when he's coming? He's looking forward to coming. He's anxious to be here, but he's not going to come until he feels like he's ready to be able to play.
And Cowboys quarterback Brandon Carr suffering a broken bone in his right hand at practice on Thursday and is scheduled to have surgery on Monday. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Hey, baby. Let's ride.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let noisy brakes kill your mojo. Stop by AutoZone and get a new set of brake pads and brake rotors. Introducing new Duralast Max Premium brake pads, engineered to outperform the original pads that came on your car.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. AutoZone. Check into cash.
Need a little extra cash right away? Who doesn't? Turn your car into cash at Check into Cash.
Get a title loan today for up to $25,000. At Check into Cash, we make it quick, easy, and confidential.
Turn your car into cash today at Check into Cash. Visit checkintocash.com for the store near you.
Title loan amount based on value of vehicle and ability to repay. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Central Wisconsin's home for the best in sports talk.
Yeah, that's right.
Sports Fan 100.5 WDTX Rothschild, Wausau, Stevens Point.